and welcome back to my channel. I am back with another 5 ingredient Indian, which is my latest book, by the way. Let me get it for you. Right, the idea for this book was to make Indian food more accessible, and of course you can still do all my other recipes, but sometimes midweek you just want to use 5 ingredients and just create magic and create a most delicious healthy meal in no time. So these recipes are super helpful for pro cooks or for new cooks alike. And today I am making methi aloo, which is fresh fenugreek sabji. And the reason I've chosen that recipe is because I got my hands on fresh fenugreek, and I know not everyone can easily get it watching this program, but a lot of you have said that you can order online, and some of you have said that sometimes you find it, and if you find it you can freeze it. In fact, I did try freezing it last time. I bought a whole big bunch, and this is going to be a very quick video because it literally is the easiest recipe. This actually has got 3 ingredients, which is quite ridiculous. It is so simple. Right, let's get cooking. You know the drill. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell button, and most importantly, check out my book 5 ingredient Indian, which is out in all countries. You just have to check out your Amazon wherever you are. Let's do the cooking. So I managed to get these bunches. So fresh fenugreek, usually you find it tied up in bunches, and have not necessarily weighed it always, but in the book I have used 200 grams, which is not very much. So I'm just going to double it up for right now because I would like to feed 4 people. But you get them in bunches, and 2 bunches together with the stems and all is around 400 grams. By the time you remove the stems, just the leaves weighs around 200 grams. Just trying to give you a rough idea in case you've never dealt with fenugreek leaves. And we only use the leaves. The best thing which I did yesterday was to just sit in front of telly whenever I get fresh fenugreek. I turn the telly on, put a movie, and then slowly break the leaves, because it takes a little bit of time for sure, but it's a labor of love, and it's absolutely worth every bite of that sabji. It's my top 3 favorite sabjis of all time. It's so delicious. So once the leaves are done, you chop it up and you give it a really good wash. So here are my chopped leaves in a whole box. Look at that. And now I'm just going to give it a good rinse. With the fenugreek, we need potatoes, so I'm going to use 4 medium-sized potatoes, peel and then chop them up into really small pieces, like a maybe centimeter, because fenugreek doesn't take loads of time to cook, maybe 10-15 minutes. And if you cut these really big, then the fenugreek will be done, but the potatoes won't be done. So you kind of need them small pieces so they cook at the same time. So the book actually says 2 potatoes, but like I said to you earlier, that I'm just doubling the amount because fenugreek is like spinach. It just wilts down to almost nothing. So I'm just doubling it so 4 of us can have dinner for dinner. There's one more thing I need to chop and prep. So the last thing we need is some ginger. And because you want to really be able to taste the fenugreek, you just don't want many ingredients in this sabji, and I am only using ginger. This is how my mom makes it, so it's just one of those recipes that I just absolutely adore. And the simplicity, and even though we're only using such few things, it just tastes incredible. I'm just going to grate this, obviously, along with the potatoes. Right. Let's get a pan nice and hot. Just want to show you something. This is how much 200 grams weighs. I've just weighed this, and this is how much 200 grams of fresh fenugreek looks like. And I'm just gonna do 2 of these, so 400 in total. So a nice hot pan. Just add not much, just 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil. I'm gonna add the potatoes and ginger. And I know it looks like, wow, that's a lot. But wait till you see what it becomes in a minute. There's no need to add any liquid because where I've just washed the leaves, there is moisture in there, and obviously the leaves will release some moisture too. So just a little mix. I will add the salt and all the leaves that have flown away. Now I'm going to add the salt, and the chili powder. So that's usually 1 teaspoon, but because I've doubled the quantities, it's 2 teaspoons. Then a good mix. And then I'm going to cover and let this cook on low heat for 10-15 minutes. And at the moment, all you can see is fenugreek and no potatoes. And see what happens once the fenugreek is cooked. Make sure you reduce the heat. Right guys, it has been 12 minutes. Look, I told you there is no need for moisture, like to add extra water. As you can see, there is water in here. Now what I need to do is, this was cooking on low heat. I'm going to increase the heat to high. You can now see only potatoes. Yeah, it's all gone. It's all wilted down. But that's okay, because the main flavor of this sabji is fenugreek, which is the main thing. So if you had made the kind of measurements given in the book, you would have made this much sabji, this much. For 4 people, I like to make what I'm going to do with it now is not enough, which is why I doubled it. So you can see the potatoes are super cooked and done, which is fantastic. What I need to do is get rid of all the moisture from in here. So I've increased the heat and I'm going to cook this for 2 to 3 minutes. Basically, as long as it takes, it won't be long than 2 minutes to kind of bubble off the moisture. So as you can see, the moisture bubbling in the middle has all gone. The reason is, 2 reasons. First of all, I'm going to show you what I usually do with the sabji, which is a family favorite thing to how to eat this. And for that, you don't need any moisture. Second of all, by doing and getting rid of the moisture, it actually makes it taste even better. And it just, yeah, it's really, really nice when it's kind of crisped up and dried out. Okay, not dried out as in like dried out in the sun. God, the sun is gorgeous today. It's like a light reflecting, but it's not a light reflecting. But dried out as in there's no like, there's no sogginess. That's the word I'm looking for. So it gets rid of all the sogginess. Right, I'll show you the finished sabji and then I'm going to quickly show you how I am going to be serving it, how we like to serve this. Wow. Gorgeous light. I'm going to show you a gorgeous way how we love it. We love it with roti, but I've got here 300 grams of chapati flour, and to this I'm going to add just a little sprinkling of salt, not much, just a gentle flavor seasoning. And then I have got 220 ml of water, but as always with flatbreads, you really don't need a measurement. You just need to add little at a time and then stop when your bowl is clean and you've got a nice soft dough. That is the best way to work this out. And yes, this is going to make a few extra, but when you are making like chapati flour or chapati dough or paratha, you can make extra. So I like to make a little bit extra if I am making it, and then this will go, whatever is left over, in a box in the fridge, and then you can use the dough for the next 3 to 4 days and make fresh chapatis or parathas when you're going to eat it. So that is very, very handy. But 300 grams of flour usually makes around 10 parathas. And once you have the nice dough, your bowl is clean, which means that's enough moisture. Just knead it for a few seconds. The most important thing is cover and let this rest for 10 to 15 minutes minimum. And with this sabji, I need to let this cool down. So while the dough is resting, it's a great time because this can cool down too. What I do need to do is, because we're not eating it as the sabji, it is piping hot. You can see smoke coming out. I can let it cool down and do it, but you know, who will tell me? Right, so just smash up the potatoes and let it cool down, because we can't use this when it's very hot. So I need this to cool down nicely. And that gives us enough time for the dough to rest too. So I have got my rolling board, rolling pin, my cool down methi, sabji, and also my rested dough. Now, I am just going to cook one and show you because I'm going to make them fresh in the evening when we are ready to eat. You can kind of half cook them and prep them kind of, and then just finish it with oil or ghee when you're ready to eat. I have got other work to do this afternoon. So just take a small portion, roll it out. I've got a pan heating up in the background. Roll it out big enough like this, and then we're going to get some cool down filling right in the center. Don't worry about it bursting open. When I post such videos, I often get on Instagram, wherever, on all socials, saying do this so it doesn't seep out, do that and it doesn't seep out. And to be extremely honest, when you make it and the bits that come off and kind of leak from the paratha, they taste the best. So I kind of love that bit. Whatever paratha it is, cauliflower, aloo, methi, this bit is going to taste the best. So I leave that bite till the end. If you like it really nicely sealed, then absolutely your choice. Be very gentle. I am not putting much pressure on this paratha. I'm literally doing this very, very gently. And there's my paratha ready. Let's see if the pan is hot, which it is. I'm just gonna cook this a couple of minutes on each side, and then I'm going to finish this with some ghee. So in a couple of minutes you can see the bubbles. That's when you turn it over. Then you can cook it with oil of your choice, ghee, which I'm just using some lovely ghee. And you can be as generous with this as you want. Obviously, the more you add, the tastier it will get. I keep it in between. I don't add very little and I don't go overboard. I've seen both sides. I think you need a bit of this for that flavor. Look at that, and I am going in. So like I said, you can have the methi sabji with chapati. Guys, do check out this book. I've written many books. This is my 10th, and I've listened to everyone, what they have to say. This is really going to change your perspective on Indian food. And if you know Indian food, this will still introduce you to something totally different. To cook amazing meals with just five ingredients is something. This is how we like to eat it. It's our favorite paratha in the house. One step ahead of potato paratha, aloo paratha. I know it's shocking, but we love it. That is delicious. All you need is a bit of butter, maybe a bit of yogurt if you want. Totally up to you. Try this sabji, check out the book, and I'll see you back with another new recipe very soon. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye for now. Incredible.